Ben Franklin said, "He that speaks much is much mistaken." Have you ever heard the phrase, "You're going to eat your words"? If all you do is talk, you better have a good appetite because you're going to eat a lot of words. It may take a while, but we hope you'll figure it out. And once you do, you're going to eat a lot of words. Another thing he said is, "Well done is better than well said." That's a powerful statement. Think about that. A life lived, or even individual principles of a life, whether they be material or whether they be spiritual, far more powerful than what you can say. Your speech is popcorn compared to the meat of living well. There's a poem that goes, "A wise old owl sat on an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird?" Wise people listen more and speak less. Now, your initial TikTok generation impression might be, "Oh, well, wise people are the ones speaking." They didn't get wise by speaking. They got wise by learning and listening and being teachable. So it goes hand in hand with the last one we did about mentorship. It's important to listen, and it's even more important to stop talking, because you can't listen when you're talking. That poem spun off of an African saying that says, "The owl is the wisest of all birds because the more it sees, the less it talks." That speaks specifically to what I just said. When you see a person who has knowledge, the only way you're going to get that knowledge is if you close your mouth. When you see something happening around you, if you're inserting yourself and blathering on and trying to take the attention of everyone else around from whatever's happening, you're never going to grow. You're never going to learn. If someone is telling a story or reveling in an experience that they've just had, if you're jumping up and saying, "Well, I've done that," or "I've been there, I've seen that," then you're going to lose friends. Nobody likes that person. It's annoying to be around that person. You're trying to dominate, you're trying to take over, and you're not learning anything. You're not appreciating their experience. You're not letting them appreciate their experience. You're saying, "Hey, look at me. Stop looking at that person. Look at me." And it's a waste. You learn nothing, and they grow away from you. One of the ways my dad used to say it was that God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. We've heard that a lot. But is that biblical? Actually, there's a lot of things in the Bible that say exactly that kind of thing. James is one of the passages, the books that talks most pointedly about the use of your tongue and the power of your tongue and the problem your tongue can be. One of the verses that summarizes it the best is 119. He says, "Take note of this, everyone. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Proverbs actually puts a little finer point on that. It's Proverbs 10:19. It says, "When words are many, sin is not absent, but he who holds his tongue is wise." Sin is not absent. When you're filling the room with your voice, it's not just a waste. It's not just preventing you from growing. It's not just driving people away from your friendship. It's deeper than that. You need to see that in yourself. We all need to see that in ourselves. And we need to pull the reins and pull ourselves back. It's funny, another popular saying my dad used, "It's better to stay quiet and let people think you're an idiot than to open your mouth and remove all doubt." And I thought, boy, that's kind of harsh. But guess what? Proverbs 17:28. "Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue." That's not quite so harsh. It's reality. And you're born a fool. You can grow out of it if you're wise and you're quiet and you listen and learn and hear instead of just talk. But everybody's born a fool. How are you going to get out of it? You're going to listen, not talk. Something my mom always said, think before you speak. So was that mom or was that biblical? Proverbs 18:13. Listen before you speak. For to speak before you've heard the facts will bring humiliation. There's lots of scriptures that speak directly to keeping your mouth shut so you can hear. There are times when you need to speak, and there are times when you should be heard. And there are people whose personalities are such that you probably should be heard a little more than you are, but you can use wisdom and discretion as to when that happens and in what context. For the most part, listen. You'll be far better off.